I was inspired to speak on this topic because of the Honorable Dr. E. Hollis Scott. He had a therapy session today, and it made me think of the same situation that I was in not too long ago. Now, as it stands, I am going to have custody of my daughter. She's going to live with me. And to say that it has been a hard-fought battle would be an understatement. Now, what I had to learn from this interaction between me and her mother is that you can never get a woman pregnant that has submitted to you. Even if she submits to you, you have to have preventative measures in place in case things go sour. But in my case, I met my daughter's mother. She wound up pregnant, and then, here I am trying to do the right thing. I want to have a family. But that's hard when you have a woman that grew up in a household where the woman was the only authority. The only authority. And there were no ifs, ands, or buts about that. So she found it funny that there was a man that was telling her about herself. She found it funny that there was a man that was holding her accountable. I remember the look on her face when, you see what I'm saying? I remember the look on her face when I started digging in her shit one day. I chewed her out because of some stuff she did. And the look on her face was incredulous. She couldn't believe that someone was talking to her like that. And I was like, no, I'm talking to you. Even before my daughter was in the picture, it was difficult. Even before my daughter was in the picture, it was difficult. Everything from what her name was going to be, you see what I'm saying, who the grandparents were going to be. Literally, everything was difficult. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. And I deployed. I was over for the majority of her pregnancy, you see what I'm saying, because I left when she was 3 months pregnant. And the majority of her pregnancy, I was deployed. You see what I'm saying? Like, I was there for, my daughter's birth, and I left after, my daughter was born. I got to see my daughter being born. And then I left, 2 weeks later. And then I came back and my daughter was 6 months old. But the point that I'm saying is that, man, from the time that she told me she was pregnant, the beginning, the middle, the end of her pregnancy, and even until now, it has been a hard-fought battle, man. So much so that I didn't even want to have children anymore. That's why, the age difference between my daughter and my son is so big. I think they're 8 or 9 years apart because I wasn't going through that. I wasn't going through that. This is a cautionary tale, gentlemen. This is a cautionary tale. The system is rigged. We all know that. You can't complain to the referees. You have to learn the rules. It's a dirty game. As it stands, the minute you get that woman pregnant, it's a wrap for you. It is a wrap for you. You are a non-custodial parent. What type of shit is that? It takes two people to bring a child into this world. But only one parent has the final say-so or veto powers. In order for you to get custody or joint custody, you have to go to court. In case she wants to play hardball, you have to go to court. That's why I've been telling gentlemen, man, I've been telling y'all, from day one, save your sanity and save your seed. Like, you do not, man, it's we don't live in that time where, families are intact. That's not the way that, the mainstream society doesn't push for the nuclear family, man. And the modern woman is influenced by the mainstream society. The modern woman is only going to listen to two things. The modern woman is either going to follow the lead of a unapologetically masculine man or the mainstream society. You see how that's turning out. These are cautionary tales. None of it's hyperbole. None of it is sensationalized. None of it is fictional. It is all my experiences. Either I have been through it myself or I've seen it, you see what I'm saying, from someone that I was close to. My daughter is 14 years old. I went through hell to get custody. And it was worth it. It was worth it. It was worth it. When you have all of these obstacles put in your path, because I don't know what it is, man. At least the women that I dealt with, it was weird because I just had this feeling like they secretly wanted me to fail. I don't know, man. It's hard to explain, but it's like they secretly wanted me to fail. And every time I kept moving up the ladder, they resented me more and more. It's just weird. I don't know. I just had this weird feeling because the more successful I became, the more distant, me and her mother were. Mind you, like I said, we never really had a solid foundation to begin with. And that was another learning experience because, I'm going to keep it all the way funky with y'all. Me and her were just fucking. I was just busting it. She got pregnant. But the beta in me, the sucker in me wanted to do the right thing. Not knowing that that's a movie that I've only watched a few times in my lifetime. Fuck that. I'm out for me, myself, and I, and that's it. Because that's all I got in the end. That's all I have. It got to the point where I'll never forget, man. I'll never forget. Because I was, I think this was, when was this? This is like 07 time frame. I'm in a deployment. I didn't even care anymore. I didn't even care anymore about trying to fight for whatever type of family she thought we were. You see what I'm saying? Because I didn't care anymore, man. Like it got to the point where, I would call, right? I'm calling from Iraq. Fighting to use it, literally fighting to use the phone because everybody got loved ones they want to talk to. I'm fighting to use the phone only to be told on the other end, hey, I'm on the phone long distance. What type of shit is that? She had the unmitigated gall to say she was on the phone long distance. Can I call you back? I said, all right, I'm good. I'm all right. That was the last straw for me. You know, when I came home, I'm going to tell y'all this story in another drop. It's called we're going to call it the thought incident. But she wanted people to dislike me. She didn't want people to fool with me. And the fact that everybody did rubbed her the wrong way. She wanted people to dislike me, and they did it. They did it. And that rubbed her the wrong way. You see what I'm saying? I would come in the room, everybody would embrace me. You see what I'm saying? It was nothing but love. It was nothing but love. And she hated it. She hated it. Man, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for the lessons that I learned, because if somebody would have told me, if I was on the outside looking in, I wouldn't believe it. And this is why a lot of men are some suckers now, is because they haven't went through it. And even if they, and for those that have been, they're just masochists. You know, they don't value themselves. They don't look at themselves in a masculine light. They some suckers. You know, I'm cool with her husband now. Matter of fact, I'm cool with her second baby father. I'm cool with her husband. You see what I'm saying? We all have that same respect. Like, we all know what it is. We won't even bring her up because, like, her husband is going through it. I'm like, that's your problem, love. That's your problem. Man, you want to talk about a feminist? She's the prototypical feminist to the core. I have never heard this bitch say I apologize. Never in her life. Type of person that could be dead wrong. That could be dead wrong. And refuse to apologize. Take that apology to her grave. But I'm in a position now that this has made me the man that I am. And I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for this lesson because, once again, if I didn't experience it early on in life, I wouldn't be where I'm at now. I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful because it calloused my mind. It strengthened my resolve. And it gave me an outlook that, this is the black pill talk, and it gave me an outlook that I'm just accepting of everything. You can't say things happen for a reason, and then when things happen, you cursing your fate. Nah, man, I play the hands that I'm dealt. I play the hands that I'm dealt. Man, be smart. Save your sanity, save your seed. Parental alienation is real. Save your sanity, save your seed.